Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? We're actually going to be installing this Cobra CB radio. Always review your instructions so you kind of have an idea what's going on with them. I would say look at them, but you know, typical guys, it has pictures, it's made for us. We don't really read a lot of instructions and stuff like that. We just go ahead and do it. So really, that's what we're going to do, is we're just going to do this. So let's go ahead and just get started, okay? Yeah, let's just get started. Anyways, one of the first things we're going to have to do is take out these 3 vents for what I'm planning on doing with this, and remove this part of the dash and this piece here, and then we'll disconnect everything here, because I actually got a wiring harness I'm going to use for this to actually install it. So how you do this, we'll do one of these real quick. You see Jeep's in the center, you want to get it about 11 o'clock, and there's a tab here. You got to find it right there, okay? And what you want to do is you want to go up high, and then you can actually turn it, and it comes right out. So you want to go up as straight as you can and get in the hole and push the tab down, just like this right here. If you go in before, like at an angle like that, you're gonna lift it up and it ain't gonna work. You want to get up above it, so you want to be as straight as possible, like this. When it comes, then you can push the tab down, and that's what we're doing on all of these right now. So let's get that done. It's pretty simple. Once you do the first one, it's super easy. First thing's out there. The next thing is, like, I take this piece off. If you have a power door windows and locks and all that kind of stuff, that will be right here. Just take it, pull it out, and if you have that, you'll actually have a switch and a plug here. I don't have that. To me, that's just more stuff to break, and besides that, in a Jeep, why do you need power windows? I don't get it. The stuff's coming off. So there's that. And then the next thing I got to do is I got 4 bolts. I got one here, one here, one here, and one here, but I got to take this piece off first, so I'm going to use my screwdriver, and I'm going to go up here, pop it. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's a little piece. Don't freak out or anything, just, you know, just get it done. You're not going to break a whole lot of things. It's just the tabs you think that are breaking. So you get that done. I got a nut here, the one here, and the one here. And what we got to use for that is, I think it's a 9/32. So let's get these out. Okay, there's those 4. I'll take this off because that's gonna come off, and since I got this container, I'm going to use it as a storage box for nuts and screws. So the next thing is, we're gonna just do this. It sounds like you're breaking your dash. It really does. It makes you nervous. Just be careful and you'll be all right. See, my problem is I try not to break nothing, and I break things. So let's do this. Lower that. That will work. That way it comes right off. That was the problem. So lower your steering wheel. We'll get that out of the way. Put it back here in the back. Now the whole dash is pretty much open, and we got to go down to this section here because I need to use my battery. Not my battery. My 12 volt is the one I want to use. So let's continue. Boy, it sounds like you're going to break something. Okay, and on this, what we got to do is we got to disconnect everything. And what's cool is this 12 volt one is the one I'm going to use again. I think I have to use this screwdriver to get this one. Yep, that's what it was. Pretty simple. They all came off. Pretty easy to do. So let's put that here. Then the next thing is the glove box. You got to get that out of there. Pretty simple. Pull 2 tabs and it comes right out. Now what do we do next? That's the crazy part. So what I'm going to do is I actually have the adapters here. And what I'm going to do with this, and the reason I'm going to do this, is I'm going to use the battery's 12 volt to give me power for the CB radio. So these are the ends. This is the one I want to use. So I'll clip this one into that. And this one goes where the 12 volts at. Now this one right here, we'll get to that in a minute, but I got to bring that through here. Get it around this. Bring it to this other side. Just like that. Okay. And then part of the, that's not it. Part of the system with the CB radio is this. I have a fuse in here. I have the wires that have to connect to this piece right here. Black will go on brown, red will go on red. We'll get that taken care of. So far it's kind of easy, but in also some other ways kind of creepy. Let's just adjust that camera a little bit more so maybe we can get over here. There we go. So we got a fuse there for this attachment, and these right here actually go inside that piece. Like I said, I'm going to have to get a smaller screwdriver. However, that's what goes. And then this will go up behind the glove box. Probably zip tie it in since it's there like that. And we'll connect the CB itself into, this will go here inside the box. This will be connected to this plug. Black on brown, red on red. And then your CB that will mount here will connect to this end right here, and your CB antenna will connect to this end. So let's do that. All right, as I said earlier, the black will go with the brown one, and then all we'll do is take a small screwdriver like this and just tighten these down. That's one of the first things we got to do. Well, see, I have it sticking out too much. We don't want it out that far. We actually want it in deeper than that. You don't want no metal showing. You just want the black casing of this piece right here showing. Just like that. And then we'll do this other one. So black with brown and red on red. And again, I am no car mechanic. Far, far from it. My idea of mechanics on a car is general maintenance. See, I did it again. I got to loosen it up. General maintenance. If I can take it off and put it back on and it does nothing to the car, I can do it. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put everything back together, hook up all this stuff back onto the Jeep panel and everything, and we're going to get everything back in place, and then we'll finish hooking up the CB. So let's do all that. So the first thing was this, And if you see the tabs, none of them are broken. They're going to go to there, here, and up here. Very simple. But what we got to do is we got to hook all this stuff back in again. Just the way it came off. We're doing everything in reverse. That's all we're doing. See, they're all back on now. And we'll just line them up with the tabs. See, what I'm doing is I'm using the power off the 12-volt battery, while the 12-volt charger here, to give me power to the CB. That's why we're doing it that way. So the next thing will be the dash. Let's get the dash. Bring this down, because remember that was some of the issue. So when you take it off, make sure it's down. That way you don't break nothing. And then we'll just do it in reverse, just like we pulled it off. I think we're good. So now we'll put these screws back in. I'm not going to put this back because I'm actually going to do another video on something else I'm going to be installing. So we're not going to do that. So let's put this piece back. Remember, this is if you had roll down windows. Now when you put these in, you see the Jeep logo? Those go towards the top, so they only go in one way, so you get it lined up. Just like so, and then you just turn it, and then they're in. Just get them lined up, turn them, locked in. Really that simple. Okay. Last piece, the tabs here go underneath these little pieces, tucked in there, just like this. All right, what I got to do here is put this piece in and then put a grommet, a rubber grommet that you see right here into this with the cord for the CB, and then I'll connect it to this back here. So let's get this put in. Pretty simple. Now what we got to do is the bigger one. And this one I'm just going to take my time because I don't want to tear nothing up, because the grommet is going to fit in the hole that's in the back. Let's see where we're at in the center. That was super easy. So now what we're going to do is just screw it in, and I'll get back with you. Okay, we're back. I had to get a drill bit I needed for actually install the cable down here. So let's get the brackets installed on this first. So to get this off, these are not screws. It's just a cosmetic. But you want to use a small Phillips screwdriver or a plastic tip piece that you get underneath here and lift this out of the way, because it is soft, and that's all you want to do. You just want to get it out. Okay. And then you got two nuts in here that are really deep. You're going to need an extension, and what that is, it is a number 3 in the metric scale. So let's get that off, and then we'll do what we got to do. This isn't really hard. But you can see that socket goes all the way back like that, so you need a deep socket to do this, a number 3. So what we're doing here, this is the bracket for the CB. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll put a listing of all these name brands and all that kind of stuff at the bottom of in the comments. Okay, and then what we're going to do is put that back in there like that, because when we're done, the CB is going to mount to this. So let's get that one in. Pretty simple. They're where they can be. Then you take this piece right here, put it back correctly. You can put it upside down, see if anybody pays attention to it, but I don't think that would actually work that well. So let's just put it back in the way it's supposed to be. Okay, like I said, I'll put the name brand of this product was and where I got it from. Actually, everything I got, the CB radio, this, and the wiring harness I got from Quadratec. So, like I said, I'll put it all on the bottom. So now, let's get to installing the hole, hooking the CB to the little unit that we put in earlier, and we should be done. So let's get that started. Okay, here's the thing. I've already ran my CB antenna and cord on a previous project because I actually had my CB up on the top of between the two visors until I discovered the S-Pod, which I'm going to actually stick that system up there. So I moved it down. So my antenna was already moved. So what I'm going to do is show you how I did it and where I did it. And I didn't even take off the top when I did it. I left it on, but I took the two front pieces off when I installed it. So let me show you what I've done so far. Okay, as you can see here, I've already taken this piece off. It's pretty simple. It's just clipped in there. What I did was I pushed in this side with my right hand, put a screwdriver here, and just started popping it out. It came out really easy. But here's the antenna wire right here. Before, it was actually up here and going across the top for the CB I had in the center. But like I said, I'm going to be getting the S-Pod. So since it's already ran, this is how I did it. I brought it back through here and I put it above the speaker. It went above the speaker, down, and this way around the compartment. Here on the inside, it goes up through here and straight back. Now, how I got it through the stereo system, when I did it the first time, I used a coat hanger, a metal one, and ran that through it, the top, and had a piece, and had the line taped to it, and that pulled it right through. It wasn't a problem. So let me go to the back and show you where it comes out at. Okay, as you can see, this is what I did with my Jeep. It's ran down the pipe all the way across the front on the passenger side, all the way down, comes into the compartment here, back to here. I brought it out right here, but you see I have this kit. I put this kit on after I put it. There's a plastic piece here behind it that you take off, and you run it through, and then it comes out right back here. You might be able to see the grommet, and it comes up here into the antenna. That's how I did it. What I'll do is I'll actually put a link on the bottom in the remarks for someone that has a really good way they did it, and that's CRAWLTV.com. So I'll put that link down at the bottom.